Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, and this is Terry, and this is another edition of An Orchid Today. So for today's video, I am going to concentrate on some dendrobiums, some cane dendrobiums. Specifically, not all of these are Latourias, but the majority of them are Latouria dendrobiums, or have one of the parents, or have some progeny in there that is from a New Guinea area. So, and then there also is a little bit of antelope in them, and so a few of these have bloomed for me. This one has not yet bloomed for me, but these three have. Um, I'm probably just going to go on the fly and figure out what I'm going to repot them up in when I unpot them and see the status of their roots. Um, Specifically Latourias and spatulata, which is the antelope section of dendrobium. They typically like water year round, a little bit lessening in the winter time, from the time that their growths mature to late winter until the new growths, not until the new growths, until new growths start to emerge in the springtime. They still like water, but they like less. They like heat, and they get close to full sun in the wintertime, morning preferably, or late afternoon, but they don't like the direct sun in the middle of the day because that will scorch their leaves. In the summertime, they like morning sun, afternoon shade. If you can't do that, then they just want to be in the shade, fairly shady in the summertime, but again, heat and a lot of water. So they do like copious amounts of water in the summer, and so their media will break down frequently. So I have begun to repot them mostly in lava rock or some sort of a stone that is porous, that has ridges that will collect water that the roots can absorb later, and also it gives it more stability in the pot, rather than usually when you part in bark, you have to be careful with the plant being top heavy, tipping it over. When it's in lava rock, it's a lot more secure, and dendrobiums need to be secure in their media, or else their roots will not attach and acclimate. Okay, so I'm just going to set this down and I'm just going to get right to it because, like I said, I have 4 of these to do. So I'm just going to start with this one right here, which is the Dendrobium susigalis. This has bloomed for me. It's a cross between Hawaiian Mane stripe, which has some den fowl, bigaboom cross with maybe a Latouria, and then blue twinkle is an antelope cross. So anyway, and if I didn't say, dendrobiums prefer not to be overpotted. They want their roots to be root bound in the pot. That is what they prefer. So you can see it was previously potted up in bark, but with looked like sponge rock and a little bit of charcoal, and the peanuts in the bottom for the extra drainage. So yeah, that is that plant, and for me, I think I'm just going to put it right back in this pot because it doesn't want to be too much potted in a pot too much bigger than the plant. And So it's growing from this direction to this direction, which is, well, this is the latest pseudobulb, and this is the one that it bloomed from. Put up this one soon after. And so I'm just going to backfill with chunky bark, not bark, lava rock, which I will water the plant in very good once I get it in. And really, that's all I really need to do with it. Is just get it in there, and the plant will do the rest. So there, that is how I'm going to do that one. Quick and easy. You can see down in there that I did make sure that the media is not covering up the bottom of the pseudobulb, but that's fine. The water will drain freely through there. Stick it right back in there. And so I'm going to go to this one next, which is, I got this from H&R. This is my Den Norma Jackson, which is Latouria cross. I believe, maybe. I'm not sure now, but I know it's an antelope crossed with something. It's an antelope, like a darker, not maroon, but fuchsia maybe, or purple. Okay, and that's crossed with Latouria, which is an antelope type spatulata group. Very vivid blues and purples and reds in the flower. Again, an antelope. So these like heat. They like a lot of water, as I've already said. They do have similar culture. And you can see this is going to take some effort to get this out, but it is moist, so we will work it out. I love these when you get a plant and it's got that layer of moss on it. I know most people probably just want to get rid of that as soon as possible. It's like a little turf, and plus it's a sponge, so I might actually try to save some of that, or just get the media out from the bottom and work my way up to the top, sort of leaving a little bit of that layer. That's how I'll do it. These antelope type spatulata groups, they are really big dendrobiums. Well, both of these Latourias are big as well, cigar-shaped canes. But the antelopes, they're some of the largest of the Latourias. Some of them can get to be in nature, 6-7 feet. So growing out there in the savannah, or oftentimes they grow on the branches over the rivers. So that's pretty decent, I would say, keeping in mind that I am trying to save some of the moss. And one thing I did notice about this particular orchid was that looks like it's gonna start putting up a new growth soon. That eye is definitely swelling. And for this one, let's see, what would be best? I think maybe this one would be best, and I might stick that inside of another. I might stick this inside of a bigger pot just for more added stability. So I've got my lava in the bottom and some rocks, and I'm just setting the plant, making sure that it is back to provide for space. And you see what I just did? How did I do that? No, it's over here. But this looks like it's been scraped. There is the bulge. Gotta make sure you know where any growths are coming from. So then, as I've been doing, I'm just going to fill in with the rock. And this one I will probably have to stake up, because as I've been saying, these are very top heavy. Yes. Okay. I think I'm going to add a little bit of some charcoal as well as back on that one. Got my stake. This just so happens to be conveniently here. And tighten it up. Jeez Louise. Okay. And then I'm going to add a few more pieces down and around, and that's basically how it will be. Got the tag. And as I said, I'm going to stick that in there, and that'll fit more firmly there. And so that's that one. Set that one back here. Alright, so now these two are Latouria crosses. This is my paw parquet, which did bloom for me very nicely. Crossed with, it's a Stephen Bachelor, crossed with silver wings 4N. This is a very, very vigorous plant. Put up numerous new growths, long bloom, lasting bloom. These Latourias will be immediately soaked once I get them all done and in the greenhouse, just to avoid their roots drying out. I'll give them a nice soak, and then I'll take a break and just pay attention to what the plant is actually doing. This one might have stayed a little bit too soggy. They sit in those cache pots, as you can see over there, so these roots are questionable. But I have seen these Latourias regenerate themselves from these roots that are looking like this. So I, as usual, will not be doing a whole lot of pruning of the roots. Just really trying to get it into some fresh media. Trying to get most of the old out. Boy, it is Saturday. It's so beautiful. You would not believe that it was November here. It's been, after we had those few days of chill, it's been approaching 70, 80 every day since, and we'll be up until the middle of next week. That's fabulous. Hopefully things are that way where you guys are, if you are from somewhere that truly has a fall, winter season. So, anywho, I am getting to the point where I'm probably not going to tease too much more. What's left in there looks like it's charcoal, and charcoal is okay. So let me figure out how and what to put it in. Looks like it would be better served in this pot. That's what I would think. So there we go. My charcoal. And for my Latourias, I am going to put a little bit of, just a little bit down there, that layer. A little bit of bark. Set it like such. And then I'm going to take my lava, work it around, tucking it in, securing the planting. Stake on this one as well, somewhere. If I don't have one out here. Oops. See, and I almost lost it again. Good thing I'm paying attention. So yeah, so I'm going to just continue putting the rock. Okay, a little bit more bark. And I got some charcoal here. And there we go again. I am so bad. Okay, I'll just pick it up. Get that leaf out of there. Turn it around and add some more big chunks down the sides, just for stability. Okay, and that is that. That is my paw parquet. A little bit wonky, but I'm going to stake it up. It has two modes of growth, two directions. It's got growths coming this way, and then it's got some new growths back here that have lost their leaves. So there's that one. And so let's move on to the last one, and not least, which is another beautiful Latouria, Bruce Gordon, which has Alexandri in it. That is crossed with, I'm not sure if it actually says, but I know it has Alexandri in it. Maybe Alexandrite, maybe times Atroviolatium, maybe. I don't think so. So, same as before. Get it out of the media. Loosen up that old stuff. You can see how these roots are a little bit less active, but they do slow down after they've put up their growths, and will liven back up again as long as you give them the conditions that I described for you earlier, which is good light in the morning, no direct sun, good humidity, and just not constant, but consistent watering when it's just drying out, or if the canes begin to shrivel, that's when you really need to give it more. And for this one, I think I'm just going to put it in this pot. Hopefully you're seeing me, because I've switched the angle of the camera a few times, and I got to get these leaves out of here. And there's the camera. So yeah, next Wednesday we will go back to more seasonable weather, not seasonable, but normal. Okay, so this one again has this one is primarily growing that direction and this direction, so I'm going to tuck it to the back, and I'll just turn it around so it's easier. And again, just filling in with the lava. Easy peasy. And this has not a lot of roots, so I am going to put a little more bark there, but primarily lava. Yeah, Bruce Gordon, I really like Bruce Gordon a lot. It has that characteristic of Alexandrite that I love. Pointed tip on the lip. It's like a sword. Slightly spectabile-esque. So that, folks, is my repot of four Latouria / spatulata antelope types. There they are. Before I finish, let me make sure I get the tag in Bruce Gordon, and I'll have to come back with the dates. But there they are. We'll water them in good. Actually, I'm going to soak them for the rest of the day, and then I'll take them out and have them drain all night. And then I'll put them in a spot that gets some filtered sun, and then I'll see and gradually move them back into their normal routine. But thank you for watching, folks. If you liked this video, press the like button and subscribe, please. And thanks for watching. Bye.